Good morning. The court is going to take up the next case on the court docket. This is cause number C210010CPS. This is in the interest of Martin Rivas, a child. The case is set for a initial permanency hearing today. The hearing is being conducted pursuant to emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court via Zoom video conference. Participating in the hearing today on behalf of the department is caseworker Adriana Ferguson, Supervisor Shauna Smith, and Regional Attorney Samantha Jordan. The mother of the child is Mercedes Salazar, who I don't believe is participating in the hearing today. She has been personally served with citation notice of suit. The alleged father of the child is Victor Rivas, who I understand to be incarcerated in the state of California. He has previously appeared at the adversary hearing in the case, and he has also signed a waiver of service on March 4th, 2021 that's on file with the court. He is not participating in the hearing today. The court would take judicial notice that neither of the respondents have made any request for a court-appointed attorney, and no attorney purporting to represent them as an appearance in the case on their behalf. There's an unknown father cited by publication through posting. Ty Grote is the attorney ad litem for the child, and Mr. Grote is participating in the hearing today. Kathy Love is the CASA guardian ad litem representative. Melissa Salazar is the maternal grandmother and current caregiver for the child, and she is participating in the hearing today. And also see one other person on my screen participating, I believe Bailey Domestica. Could you identify your connection with the case, please?
I'm the CASA representative. I work with Kathy.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. The child is excused from participating in the hearing today. All right. If we're ready to proceed, I would ask, let's see, Ms. Ferguson and the CASA representatives and Ms. Salazar. If each of you could raise your right hands, please. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Jordan, if you are ready to proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will call Ms. Ferguson.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Ferguson, will you please state your name?
Adriana Ferguson.
And how are you employed?
I am a conservatorship worker with the Department of Family Protective Services.
Okay, and are you the caseworker assigned to work with Martin Rivas and his parents?
Yes.
Okay, can you give us an update on how Ms. Salazar Mercedes is doing with her service plan?
Mercedes has not done anything towards her service plan. She tends to go weeks or even a few months without responding to me or anyone else with the department when we attempt to contact her or to make visits with her. I haven't, the last time I spoke to her was last week. I did again provide her the information to begin services. And once I did that, she stopped responding. As of today, I still do not believe that she has begun any services.
Okay, do we know where she's living?
In June, she reported that she was living with her grandfather on Arlington Street. And then when I asked her to visit, she did tell me that he had kicked her out for the weekend so that her children could come and visit him. So I don't know if she's currently still living there. I know that she was trying to, but with the lack of communication, I'm unable to verify if she's currently still living there.
Okay, and that would be her grandfather lives in San Angelo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is she having any kind of contact with Martin?
We attempted to set up parent-child visits in June to begin on Fridays, but when we attempted to contact her to confirm that, she stopped responding again. We, again, last week attempted to set up visits again on Friday, but when I tried to confirm with her before, she wouldn't respond. So unless she's seen Martin out about, they have not had any contact.
Okay. So for the entire, before June, when you set up the visits on the Fridays, has she had any contact prior to June?
No.
Okay. Have you been in any communication with Victor?
I have. Victor calls typically once or twice a month. He also writes letters that he'll send to the office here, and then we communicate via email using core links quite regularly.
Okay. What facility is he in?
Sheridan, I think, is the name of it. I think it's Sheridan FCI in Oregon.
In Oregon. Okay. Do we know how much longer he has on his sentence there?
I don't know specifically. I know that it's years, but I don't remember the specific amount of time.
Okay. And in that facility, is he able to work on any parenting packets or have counseling or anything like that?
So I did mail him some parenting packets, but he did tell me that he is still on a waiting list to join a drug rehabilitation program. And he's also on a waiting list to participate in a parenting program.
Okay. And is he allowed to have any contact with Martin? Does he write letters or anything?
He hasn't written letters, but I do know that he does contact the caregiver, Melissa, to talk about Martin, to check up on Martin regularly.
Okay. And in your conversations with the caregiver, Ms. Salazar, is everything in those conversations appropriate?
Based on our conversations, I would say that they're pretty appropriate conversations.
Okay. So Martin's placed with grandma, correct?
Yes.
How's he doing in her home?
He is doing very well. I would say that he's thriving in her home. He's walking. He can feed himself. He, pulls himself up on chairs. He's doing very well in her home.
Is he taking any kind of medication?
No.
Are there any health issues we need to be made aware of?
Can you say that one more time?
Does he have any health issues that we need to be made aware of?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What's our permanency plan?
So our permanency plan is PMC, permanent conservatorship to a relative with the concurrent goal of adoption by a relative.
Okay. And who has the department identified as someone to potentially care for Martin long-term?
Melissa Salazar, his current caregiver.
Okay. And is it Ms. Salazar's wish to continue caring for this child as long as we need her to?
Yes.
Okay. And so then what would be the barriers to reunification for each of these parents?
So currently Victor's incarceration poses as a barrier, as well as our inability to kind of monitor his progress. And then for Mercedes, based on our conversations in June and her lack of communication, it's my understanding that she's still using. She also doesn't have a safe and stable place to live, and her lack of communication with the department and her lack of progress on any of her services pose a barrier to reunification.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ferguson. I will pass the open to Shauna.
Thank you. Mr. Grote, did you have any questions?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Ma'am, can you tell us when the father was incarcerated? Do you know when he was first put in jail?
I don't recall the exact date. I know that I know that it was before the case opened, so it's been several months, but I don't recall the exact date.
Has he ever met Martin, the child, in person?
Not to my knowledge, not that I know of.
Okay. Is dad allowed to write letters to the child at this time?
Yes, he is.
Is dad aware of that?
Yes.
And what is the status of the DNA test on dad?
I believe so. Martin has already been tested. He was, I believe, swabbed in May. I believe that it was scheduled for sometime in this month for Victor to be swabbed. I know that there's been some difficulty because of COVID and the regulations that the prison has, but I believe it was scheduled for this month for his part of the paternity test to be conducted.
Okay. And could you confirm that date and shoot me an email?
Yes, most definitely.
Thank you, ma'am. I believe that's all I have, Judge. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you. Ms. Jordan, did you have any other questions?
I don't have any questions, Your Honor, but I can answer Ty's question on the DNA. He's scheduled to test on August 10th.
Thank you, ma'am.
In Oregon. That's all I have, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Grote, any other matters or witnesses?
I have no witnesses, Judge. To my knowledge, the child is doing perfectly well in the care of the grandmother. There have been no issues come up during the case and no problems. There has been, from what I'm told, there's been an occasional contact by mother where she will just randomly show up at the grandmother's house, but I don't believe there's any significant contact occurring during those occasions.
All right, thank you. Ms. Love, Ms. Cheka, do y'all have anything you want to add or address relating to the case?
No, sir.
Just go ahead, Bailey. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm good. I said no, sir.
Your Honor, we just wanted to address that, in agreement with Mr. Grote, that we do have some concerns about Mercedes showing up to the home occasionally. She does have a history of some violence towards her mother, and we just would like to deter that if at all possible.
All right, well, Ms. Jordan, I would ask the department to consider discussing with Ms. Melissa Salazar that the mother's not to have any contact with the children through the department. I'm assuming that's part of your visitation plan. Is that correct?
I would assume I'd have to ask Ms. Ferguson to confirm that, but
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson, the mother's contact is supposed to be supervised by the department, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we all need to make sure that Ms. Melissa Salazar is aware of that if she's not even advised that. And she's not to allow the mother to have any contact except through y'all. If it continues to be a problem, Ms. Jordan, you may want to consider whether or not we need to make a request for a protective order.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Salazar, anything you'd like the court to know about how the child's doing or anything you need at this point? No? Okay, thank you. All right.
He's doing really good.
Okay, well, thank you for everything you're doing for Martin while this case goes on. I do appreciate it. The court will continue the department as temporary managing conservator and continue the child in the current placement. All other orders remain in place. The next hearing in the case right now is set for November 23rd, 2021 at 9. That's a permanency hearing and pretrial. The trial remains set January 5th, 2022 at 10 a.m. That will be adjourned for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.